Well, both the Milwaukee Brewers and the Bucks are going to try to salvage their season later this month, despite the ongoing pandemic.
Here to break down the newly released 60-game schedule for the Brewers and talk about what's happening with the Bucks is News 3 Now Sports Director Zach Hanley. Zach, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, I mean, two times in this week I'm on Live at 4. I don't really know what to do with myself. Well, maybe we'll start like a weekly thing or something like that. How about that?
60-game schedule released yesterday. What are some important matchups for the Brewers?
Well, okay, so 60 games in 66 days, that's a lot of baseball, and that's kind of what we need. So you got 40 of those 60 games against the NL Central, their rivals, the Cubs, the Cardinals, the White Sox, or the Cubs, the Cardinals, the Reds, and the Pirates, and then the rest of the 20 at the AL Central. Those are the White Sox, the Twins, the Tigers, the Royals, and the Indians. Now, they're on the road for the first 6 games of the season, starting at Wrigley Field against the Cubbies. Their 7th game, they're finally back at Miller Park against the Cardinals, and then the final 7 of the season, they're back on the road again. So, but you know, like we've talked about, road, home, there's no real advantage because there aren't any fans this season.
Yeah, that's right. And other than that, in what other ways do you think a shortened season might impact the team?
Well, I don't really think it's going to impact them that much besides there's no fans. Craig Counsell said, you know, the 60 games season isn't a marathon. We're going to call it a 10K, but it's not like they're going to, you know, play the game any differently because this shorter amount of games. It doesn't matter to them. They're going to try and win every single game that they get to play.
How about the Milwaukee Bucks? They had to shut down their practice facility due to COVID-19. What does this mean for the Milwaukee Bucks?
Yeah, so like yesterday, the Brewers had 2 test positive. Now the Bucks had either a player or a staff member or coach test positive. But, you know, they're getting ready to go to Orlando, so instead of working out in the gym in their small groups, the guys are at home resting and lifting weights. So right now, the person, athlete or coach who has tested positive, they're just in self-isolation, and hopefully they'll get to go to Orlando whenever they recover.
Disney World. They're going to play all the games at Disney World?
Yeah, all the games at Disney World inside a bubble. And, you know, they're going to be ready to go because this is what they've been training for. And there's not going to be any rust because when they get there, they're going to isolate for a couple days. And then they have 3 weeks to train and get the rust off, get the kinks out, and, you know, try to go win that title and keep Giannis in Milwaukee.
They haven't played since March, though, so might be a little rust.
Yeah, but that's what they got 3 weeks for, and these guys have been keeping in shape. I asked Pat Connaughton, you know, a couple weeks ago, you know, are you nervous about, you know, not being able to shoot? Your jumper's going to be broken. He's like, no, we're not worried about that. We have shot the basketball so long. The biggest thing they're concerned about is the conditioning, and that's what they've been doing when they haven't been shooting the basketball. So
And all
they'll be okay.
All these games will be televised, I'm sure.
Yes, we'll be watching from afar.
Well,
and cheering from afar.
This is a fluid situation, and now that the Brewers and the Bucks have both had players that have tested positive, I mean, will this happen for sure, or we're just going to have to wait and see?
Yeah, you said it. It's fluid. I mean, we don't really know what's going to happen today, tomorrow, or next week. So it's kind of, you know,
Thank you, Zach.
Thanks, Zach.
We'll be right back.